Have you ever felt the quiet strength of wisdom passed down through generations, a power so profound it shapes your very soul? Today, we invite you to experience the timeless teachings of Naluna, a woman whose years of life have gifted her with deep understanding and a connection to truths that transcend the ordinary. In this video, you'll discover the ancient art of pompoir, not just as a physical practice, but as a spiritual journey that empowers you to connect with yourself and others on a deeper level. Watch until the end to uncover how this sacred knowledge can transform your life, enriching your relationships and bringing a new depth of understanding to your own feminine power. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I encourage you to click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on all our latest content. Your support means a lot, so if you find value in this video, please give it a thumbs up to help spread our message. I'm eager to hear your thoughts on today's topic. If you enjoy the content, please comment 1 below. If it doesn't resonate with you, leave a 0. Your feedback is crucial as it helps me create better videos that align with your interests. Now, let's get started. Draw near and let your hearts drink deeply from the well of wisdom that poured forth from the lips of an elder, a woman whose years had not only gifted her with age but with a profound understanding of life's deepest truths. She was a woman shaped by countless experiences, each one etching into her soul a deeper comprehension of the mysteries that hold the world together. What she shared that day was nothing short of extraordinary, a revelation so powerful that it resonated within the very core of every soul in her presence, awakening them to a level of feminine power that surpassed the physical and delved into the emotional and spiritual realms. The day was cloaked in a soft, golden light as the sun began its slow descent, casting elongated shadows that seemed to reach back into history, binding the present to the wisdom of ancient times. In a village that had weathered the passage of centuries, where even the trees seemed to whisper the secrets of those who had lived and loved before, a group of young women gathered. Their hearts and minds were open, eager to absorb the priceless knowledge that only Naluna could impart. Naluna stood before them, a figure who exuded both reverence and warmth. Her silver hair, like a crown forged in the fires of experience and wisdom, caught the final rays of the sun, casting a soft glow around her that made her seem otherworldly, almost ethereal. Her eyes, deep and knowing, were windows into a soul that had witnessed the full spectrum of life's joys and sorrows. As she looked into the eyes of each young woman before her, her gaze promised more than just the transfer of knowledge. It promised a profound understanding, an initiation into the deeper truths that lay hidden beneath the surface of everyday life. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Naluna's presence was magnetic, drawing the young women closer, not just physically but spiritually. They felt a pull, a deep yearning to connect with the wisdom she carried, wisdom that had been honed through a life well lived, full of challenges, victories, heartbreaks, and revelations. As she began to speak, her voice was both a balm and a beacon, soothing yet guiding, leading each listener on a journey within themselves. This was not just an exchange of information, it was a sacred transmission, a passing of the torch from one generation to the next. Naluna's words were like threads, weaving a tapestry of understanding that would stay with these young women for the rest of their lives. Her teachings went beyond the mere physical world, touching on the emotional and spiritual aspects of existence, reminding them of the incredible power that resides within each of them, a power that is not just about physical strength, but about emotional resilience, spiritual depth, and the ability to connect with the essence of life itself. As the sun finally dipped below the horizon, leaving the sky painted with the soft hues of twilight, the young women knew that they had been part of something truly special. They had received not just knowledge, but a piece of Naluna's soul, a fragment of the eternal wisdom that connects all women across time and space. And as they left, their hearts were filled with a newfound sense of purpose, ready to carry this wisdom forward into their own lives, and to pass it on to those who would come after them. When Naluna spoke, her voice carried a warmth that seemed to cradle the very souls of those who listened, wrapping them in a comfort that could ease the deepest worries. Yet beneath that warmth was a strength, a quiet power that could anchor even the most uncertain heart. "My beloved daughters," she began, her words as gentle as a mother's embrace, "today, I offer you a secret, a precious gift that has been carefully guarded and passed down through the women of our lineage for countless generations. What I share with you now is far more than a physical act. It is a sacred ritual, a spiritual dance that unfolds in the soft, silent moments when two souls unite as one. As she spoke, Naluna's words began to weave a tapestry of connection, one so profound and deeply rooted in the human experience that it defied simple explanation. It was a connection that could only be truly understood through the intimacy of experience. She spoke of a power that dwells within every woman, a power not meant to dominate, but to be shared, nurtured, and held in reverence. Her words transcended mere advice. They became a lifeline, a guiding light in a world often shadowed by uncertainty and doubt. Naluna's teachings that day went beyond the simple imparting of knowledge. They were a transfer of spirit, a reminder that within each woman lies a reservoir of strength, grace, and wisdom. These qualities are not just for her own life, but are gifts she can offer to those around her, influencing and uplifting others with her presence. The young women who gathered around Naluna that day did not leave with their minds merely filled with new information. They left with hearts overflowing, carrying the ancient wisdom that Naluna had so generously shared. This wisdom, now part of their very being, was something they knew they would pass on to future generations, just as it had been passed down to them. As Naluna continued to speak, her voice resonated with a deep reverence for the wisdom she was imparting. When a woman embraces her partner with true intimacy, applying a gentle, conscious pressure with her vaginal muscles during the act of lovemaking, what she is doing is far more than just a physical action. It is the result of a delicate, intentional contraction, a technique that, like any cherished art form, can be honed and perfected with time and practice. Her words painted a picture of an art that was not merely about the physical, but about cultivating a deeper connection, one that honors both the body and the spirit. She described how this practice, often subtle and unseen, was a reflection of a woman's inner strength and her ability to connect with her partner on a level that transcended the physical. It was a dance of intimacy, where each movement was both deliberate and meaningful, creating a bond that was as spiritual as it was physical. The young women, deeply moved by Naluna's words, understood that they were being entrusted with something truly sacred. They recognized that this knowledge was not just about enhancing physical pleasure, but about cultivating a deeper understanding of their own bodies and their relationships. They left that day not just as students, but as bearers of a profound tradition, ready to honor and preserve the wisdom that had been so graciously shared with them. The young women, completely enraptured by Naluna's every word, listened with an intensity born of deep respect as she delved into the practice often referred to as pompoir. Naluna explained that this practice transcends the realm of mere physical pleasure, reaching into the very core of what it means to love and connect with another. It is a way for a woman to envelop her partner with her very essence, inviting him into the most intimate parts of her soul, where not only life itself is cradled, but where the deepest and most profound emotions are nurtured and cherished. She likened the strength and flexibility of these muscles to the branches of a willow tree, strong and unyielding, yet able to bend and sway with the currents of life, resilient in the face of any storm. As Naluna's words flowed, they carried with them a powerful emotional current that touched the very souls of all who were listening. This practice, my dear daughters, she continued, her voice a harmonious blend of softness and resolve, her smile radiating both pride and tender affection, is a precious gift that resides within every woman. It is far more than just a physical exercise. It is a profound expression of your inner strength, a way to create an unbreakable bond with your partner. It honors the health, vitality, and sacredness of your body, and it is a thing of immense beauty, something to be cherished, respected, and nurtured with the utmost care. Naluna's teachings were not merely a set of instructions. They were a profound awakening to the incredible power that lies dormant within every woman. The young women gathered around her felt a deep, almost spiritual connection to the ancient wisdom she was bestowing upon them. A wisdom that had been lovingly passed down through countless generations, preserved as a sacred and timeless legacy. They realized that what they were learning was not just a technique, but a way of living, a way of honoring themselves and the bonds they create with their partners. As they absorbed her words, the young women understood that this knowledge was about far more than enhancing physical intimacy. It was about embracing a fuller, richer understanding of their own strength, their own capacity for love, and the sacredness of their bodies. They left Naluna's side with hearts full of reverence and minds enlightened by the wisdom they had received, knowing that they carried within them a piece of something ancient and powerful, something that would guide them not only in their relationships but in their lives as a whole. As Naluna's teachings began to resonate deeply within them, the young women felt an awakening, a renewed pride in their own bodies, and an appreciation for the unique abilities they had never fully realized before. They understood that they were being entrusted with knowledge of immense value, a precious gift that could transform their relationships, infusing them with a new level of intimacy and connection that went beyond anything they had previously experienced. Naluna's words were not just lessons but a guiding light, illuminating a path that would help them navigate their journeys with confidence and grace. They knew that this wisdom was not just for their own benefit but was something to be cherished, nurtured, and passed down to future generations, just as it had been lovingly handed down to them. The atmosphere was almost tangible with a reverence that filled the air, as the young women absorbed every word of the elders' profound wisdom. Naluna had not simply shared information. She had opened a doorway to her very soul, offering a rare and treasured gift that would remain etched in their hearts for the rest of their lives. This was far more than a simple lesson in the physicality of intimacy. It was a deep, spiritual reminder of the sacred nature of closeness, and the formidable, often unspoken power that resides within every woman. As the sun began its descent behind the hills, painting the sky with a stunning palette of pinks, purples, and golds, the ancient trees that surrounded the village stood as silent witnesses to the timeless wisdom being passed down once more. These trees, like the women themselves, were part of a continuum, a living connection between the physical and the spiritual, the seen and the unseen, the known and the deep mysteries that dwell within the heart. If you are still watching this video, and find these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Naluna spoke with a reverence that matched the moment, emphasizing the significance of mastering the intimate muscles that play such a crucial role in a woman's physical and spiritual well-being. She explained that a woman who learns to control these muscles does more than just enhance her own pleasure and that of her partner. She also nurtures an inner strength that preserves her health and vitality. This control, she said, was akin to a sacred art, one that required practice, patience, and a deep understanding of one's own body. Her words fell like gentle rain on fertile ground, each one sinking deep into the hearts and minds of the young women who sat before her. Naluna paused, letting the weight of her teaching settle over them, as softly and naturally as autumn leaves drifting to the earth. In those quiet moments of reflection, the young women felt a profound connection not only to the knowledge they were receiving but to the lineage of women who had come before them, who had lived and loved, who had carried this wisdom within them and passed it down through the ages. They realized that what they were learning was not just a technique or a skill but a way of life, a way of honoring their own bodies and the sacred connections they formed with others. The sun dipped lower, and the light began to fade, but within each young woman, a new light had been kindled, a light of understanding, of strength, of a connection that transcended the physical world. They knew they were leaving Naluna's presence not just with fuller minds, but with fuller hearts, brimming with the ancient wisdom that had been so generously shared with them. They would carry this wisdom with them, letting it guide their actions, shape their relationships, and enrich their lives. And as they rose, the last rays of the sun casting a warm glow over the village, they understood that they had been given something truly extraordinary. It was more than just knowledge. It was a legacy, a sacred trust that they would hold dear, nurture, and eventually pass on to others. This gift, woven into the very fabric of their being, would be their compass, their source of strength, and their connection to the women of the past and the future, all bound together by the timeless wisdom that Naluna had shared on that unforgettable day. Imagine this, Naluna continued, her voice trembling with emotion, an embrace that originates from the deepest part of your being, one that communicates more than words ever could, a touch that conveys love, passion, and sometimes even the power to heal. This, my beloved daughters, is the true essence of intimacy, a bond that goes beyond the physical and penetrates into the very soul. The young women felt Naluna's words resonate within them, like a seed taking root in fertile soil. They began to grasp that what she was offering was far more than mere guidance. It was a pathway to a richer, more profound way of living and loving. They realized that true intimacy was not simply about physical connection, but about the intertwining of spirits, a sacred dance that unites two souls in a way that is both indescribable and immeasurable. As the shadows of the evening lengthened, the young women sensed that they were part of something much larger than themselves, a lineage of wisdom and strength that had been preserved and passed down through countless generations. They understood that they, too, were now stewards of this sacred knowledge, entrusted with the responsibility to honor it in their own lives and to pass it on to those who would follow. The eyes of the young women sparkled with a mixture of shy anticipation and eager curiosity. Each of them felt a pull toward the mysterious art that Naluna had begun to reveal. Noticing the deep hunger for knowledge in their expressions, Naluna decided it was time to delve further into the ancient practice of pompoir, recognizing that this age-old wisdom had the potential to transform their lives in profound and varied ways. This practice, Naluna explained, her voice soft but powerful, is more than just a skill. It is an art, an ancient form of connection that empowers you to communicate on the deepest levels with your partner. Pompoir is about more than physical pleasure. It is about merging energies, creating a bond that is felt not only in the body but also in the soul. It allows a woman to fully embrace her partner, not just with her body, but with her entire being, offering a love that is pure, deep, and transformative. As Naluna continued to speak, the young women found themselves mesmerized by the depth of what they were learning. They understood that pompoir was not simply a technique to be mastered, but a sacred practice that could enrich their lives, strengthen their relationships, and bring them closer to the true essence of who they were as women. The knowledge Naluna shared was a gift, one that would enable them to experience intimacy on a level they had never imagined, a level that honored both their bodies and their spirits. Naluna's teachings that evening were imbued with a wisdom that transcended the ordinary, touching the hearts and souls of all who listened. The young women left her presence with a renewed sense of purpose, their hearts full of the knowledge that they had been given something truly precious. They understood that they were now the bearers of a legacy that they would nurture, protect, and eventually pass on, ensuring that the wisdom of the ages would continue to flow through the lives of future generations. Pompoir, Naluna began once more, her voice soft yet filled with authority, as she settled herself beneath the protective canopy of an ancient fig tree. Its broad branches spread out above them, as if to cradle the sacred wisdom she was about to impart. This practice is far more than a technique confined to the realm of marital intimacy. It is an ancient art, a gift passed down through generations, that not only deepens the connection between partners but also fortifies the very essence of the body and soul. This tradition, deeply embedded in the ancient cultures of the East, was brought to our village by wise women who journeyed across lands, seeking and sharing knowledge. They understood that pompoir was not merely a method to enhance pleasure, but a crucial practice for preserving health and well-being throughout a woman's life. Naluna's words carried the weight and respect of centuries-old traditions, resonating with the wisdom of those who had come before. This art, she continued, her voice steady and purposeful, involves a series of exercises aimed at strengthening the pelvic floor muscles, which serve as a supportive cradle for our internal organs. By diligently training these muscles, a woman can not only heighten her own pleasure and that of her partner during moments of intimacy, but also protect herself against common health issues such as urinary incontinence and the risk of organ prolapse. She paused, her gaze sweeping over the young women who sat before her, their faces etched with concentration as they absorbed every word. Satisfied that the importance of her teachings was sinking in, Naluna resumed, "The first step in mastering this art is to identify the correct muscles. A simple way to do this is by trying to halt the flow of urine while urinating. The muscles you engage during this action are the very ones we focus on strengthening through pompoir. Once you have become familiar with these muscles, you can begin to exercise them regularly through a combination of contraction and relaxation techniques. These contractions can be quick and rhythmic, like the beating of a heart, or they can be held for longer periods, building both endurance and strength." Naluna's voice took on a tone of gentle encouragement as she continued, "As you grow more comfortable with these exercises, you can gradually increase the intensity by incorporating small weights or specially designed pompoir balls, which help to enhance muscle resistance and control. This practice, my dear ones, is a journey, one that requires patience, dedication, and a deep connection with your own body. Through this art, you will not only discover a new level of intimacy, but also nurture a strength that will support you in all aspects of your life. The young women listened intently, their minds absorbing the practical steps Naluna laid out before them, while their hearts connected with the deeper, almost spiritual significance of the practice. They understood that Pompoir was not merely about physical skill, but about cultivating a profound respect for their own bodies, and for the power they held within. As the leaves of the fig tree rustled gently in the breeze, Naluna's teaching settled into the minds of her listeners, as naturally as seeds falling into fertile soil. The young women knew they were being entrusted with more than just a set of exercises. They were being given a key to unlock a deeper connection with themselves and their partners, one that would endure and grow stronger with time. This knowledge, they realized, was a legacy, a tradition of strength and wisdom that they, too, would carry forward, nurturing it within themselves and passing it on to future generations. Naluna's explanation was received with a quiet, almost reverent contemplation as the young women considered the profound implications of the practice she had just described. It became clear to them that this was not merely about enhancing intimacy. It was about cultivating a deeper, more intimate relationship with their own bodies. It was about recognizing and honoring the strength that resided within them, a strength that had been nurtured and revered by generations of women before them. The exercises Naluna outlined were simple in nature, yet they held the potential to bring about profound transformation, offering benefits that reached far beyond the physical realm. As the ancient fig tree swayed gently in the breeze, its leaves whispering softly, Naluna's words seemed to hang in the air, wrapping around the young women like a protective, nurturing embrace. They realized that what they had just been entrusted with was not merely a set of instructions, but something sacred, knowledge that had the power to profoundly enrich their lives in ways they were only beginning to grasp. Naluna had given them more than just knowledge. She had shared a part of herself, a legacy that these young women would carry with them, nourishing their own lives and those of the generations that would follow. If you are still watching this video, and find these lessons useful, please comment number 3 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Naluna's gaze was a blend of seriousness and deep affection as she looked upon the young women gathered before her. "My beloved ones," she began, her voice rich with warmth and wisdom, "it is essential to understand that, like any art or discipline, Pompoir must be approached with great care and unwavering dedication. This is not a skill that can be mastered overnight. It requires time, patience, and a profound understanding of your own body. If practiced with too much eagerness or without proper guidance, it can lead to harm. Therefore, it is vital that you engage in this practice with the utmost respect and mindfulness." As Naluna spoke, the young women listened with rapt attention, fully absorbing the weight and gravity of her words. They knew that what she was teaching them was more than just a physical technique. It was a sacred journey that led deep into the heart of their femininity. Through the practice of Pompoir, they would not only discover the inherent strength and resilience of their bodies, but would also forge a profound connection with their innermost selves. This was a path of self-discovery and empowerment that went far beyond the physical. It was a journey that touched the very core of their being, resonating with the deepest parts of their souls. Naluna's teachings were an invitation to explore their womanhood in ways that few other practices could offer. She was guiding them on a journey that was as spiritual as it was physical, a journey that would allow them to embrace their femininity with a new sense of reverence and understanding. This was not just about mastering a technique. It was about awakening to the fullness of who they were as women, about recognizing the sacredness of their own bodies and the immense power that lay within them. The young women felt a deep sense of gratitude as they realized the significance of what they were learning. They understood that Pompoir was not just a tool for intimacy, but a path to deeper self-awareness and empowerment. As they listened to Naluna's words, they felt a connection not only to her but to the long line of women who had come before them, women who had nurtured and preserved this wisdom through the ages. They knew that they were now a part of this legacy, a legacy that they would carry forward, enriching their own lives and the lives of the generations to come. With each word, Naluna was not just imparting knowledge. She was bestowing upon them a sacred trust, a legacy of wisdom and strength that they would cherish and uphold throughout their lives. And as the sun began to set, casting a warm golden light over the village, The young women knew that they had been given something truly precious, a gift that would guide them on their journeys, helping them to navigate the complexities of life with grace, strength, and a deep sense of purpose. Naluna paused, allowing the full weight of her words to settle over the group like a warm, comforting blanket. The silence that followed was thick with reverence, as the young women absorbed the depth of the wisdom being imparted to them. They understood the gravity of the teachings, feeling the significance of the moment as it wrapped around them. Naluna's voice, calm and steady, resumed, "Just as a garden thrives under the tender care of a dedicated gardener, so too does this skill demand your patience, your commitment, and your time. Nature cannot be hurried, and in the same way, you must not rush this process. Give yourself permission to grow and evolve at your own pace, for the most breathtaking flowers are those that bloom slowly, nurtured by consistent and loving care." If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 3 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Her words were imbued with the wisdom of countless generations, gently reminding the young women that this practice was far more than the mastery of a physical skill. It was about cultivating a profound connection with themselves and with their partners. Naluna's teachings made it clear that the true essence of Pompoir was not found merely in its physical execution, but in the emotional and spiritual growth it fostered. This was a practice that had the power to transform, to deepen bonds, and to nurture the inner strength that lay within each woman. With a gentle, knowing nod, Naluna indicated that the day's lesson had reached its natural conclusion. The young women rose, their hearts and minds full of the newfound knowledge and understanding they had gained. They felt a palpable sense of eagerness, ready to embark on a journey of self-discovery and empowerment, eager to explore the mysteries and potentials of their own bodies. The ancient wisdom that Naluna had so generously shared with them was not just a lesson. It was a gift of profound insight and guidance that would accompany them throughout their lives. As Naluna slowly stood, leaning on her cane for support, the young women began to disperse. Each one moved away in thoughtful silence, their minds turning over the powerful teachings they had just received. They realized that they had been entrusted with more than just knowledge. They had been given a piece of their cultural heritage, a sacred wisdom that connected them to the countless women who had come before them. This legacy of strength, resilience, and understanding would continue to guide them, and it would be passed on to the women who would come after, ensuring that the chain of wisdom remained unbroken. The young women walked away with a sense of reverence, knowing that they had been granted something far greater than a mere lesson. They had received a timeless gift, one that would resonate within them and shape their lives in ways they were only beginning to comprehend. The teachings of that day would not only enrich their own lives, but would serve as a beacon of light and knowledge for the generations yet to come. Naluna had given them more than just words. She had given them a piece of herself, a treasure that would forever be cherished and honored. And now, to you who have walked alongside us through the depths of Naluna's wisdom, I invite you to pause and reflect on the lessons shared. What insights have resonated with you? How can you integrate these teachings into your own life, allowing them to guide you on your path of self-discovery and growth? I encourage you to share your thoughts and reflections in the comments below. Your journey is part of a collective experience, and together, we can all learn and grow. Remember, the road to self-discovery and empowerment is not a destination but a lifelong journey, one that we undertake side by side. As you continue on this path, may the wisdom you've gathered be like a tender seed, nurtured with care and patience, so that it may one day bloom into something beautiful and strong. Until we meet again in our next gathering, carry these teachings with you, let them guide you, and allow them to unfold in their own perfect time. As we close this journey together, take a moment to reflect on the wisdom Naluna has shared. What have you learned that resonates with you? How will you integrate these teachings into your own life? Please comment below on one thing you have learned and will bring to practice in your life. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content that guides and inspires. Until next time, may the seeds of wisdom we've planted together grow and flourish in your life.